Jesus, sweet Jesus, let me be making the right decision whenever I decide to commit to any man on any level. Just let it be the right decision. Guide me in every way possible. But what I will say is, I'm going to answer 2 questions. So 1, what do I look for in a man? And then 2, and yes, I'm looking down on my paper because I know what I want, but child, listen, okay, I had to write these things down. So 1, what do I look for in a man? And then 2, what are my red flags / non-negotiables? 6 things. So 1, he has to have a relationship with God. And so one of the things that I used to say before is like, you go to church? Oh, he go to church. Okay, cool. Sis, church ain't enough. And y'all churchgoers and preachers and pastors and evangelists and deacons and all of the, please don't be coming for me, because I am not saying that you don't need to go to church. But what I'm going to say is, I need you to have a relationship with God, because relationship versus religion, 2 very different things. And a lot of people are practicing a lot of religious traditions, and a lot of people are living this very religious looking life. They go to every church service every Sunday. They go to first service, second service, maybe a third if they can squeeze it in there. Child, they at church on Saturday, they at church on Wednesday, they had prayer meeting on Monday, they had, girl, child, Father save me. First off, I ain't got time for all that church. Lord, forgive me. Look, y'all, I'm not saying it like that. But listen, I need me a guy who has a relationship with Christ. I need to know that you know how to pray for me. I need to know that when I have completely took you here, sir, here, y'all see that? Here, because that's where I will take you. I know I'm capable of it. That you're going to go to God in prayer and not around the corner to do who and whatever, okay? I also need to know that you can lead my house, and you can lead me as your wife, and you can lead my kids when we have them, and you can do that from a godly perspective, right? I also need to know that, and like I love Jesus. Like, if y'all have not noticed, every video, every day on my social media, it's Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And I'm not one of those like overly religious, fake Christian girls. Like, that ain't me. Like, I show you every aspect of my life, but Jesus is huge for me. And so I need your relationship with Christ to be established. It don't have to look like mine, but it has to be well established, because when I am trying to go out and serve at church, I need you to understand the heart behind it, not just the action, because a lot of people are just doing stuff to look good and just doing stuff to look religious and doing stuff to follow religious traditions. I need you to understand the heart behind what I'm doing. And I need you to be able to identify that that's Christ, that's Christ in me. And I need you to, kind of like be able to come alongside me in a lot of ways and a lot of areas in life, but from a godly perspective. And it's a lot of things that's going to transpire in this life that nobody else gonna be able to get you through it but Christ. You ain't gonna be able to support me if you're not coming from, making sure you're in your word regularly, and you gotta bang in prayer life. It's gonna be some things that you're not gonna be able to support me through if you don't already have that part of your life established for yourself. 2, I need a guy that's in tune with his feelings and his emotions, y'all. Like, gone are the days of these macho men. I don't cry, I'm too G for this. Sir, listen here, okay? I'm G too. Really G. But sis like to cry. And I'm not saying like you gotta cry. I don't think it's anything wrong with the man crying, but that's not even what I'm talking about. I mean, just like emotionally tapped in. And when I need to have a conversation with you to figure out, because a lot of what we do in this life is really emotionally driven in some way, shape, or form. There are a lot of things that we do just like haphazardly, like we just doing stuff. And you think that you're just doing stuff. You think that it's just like, it ain't even mean nothing. I just did that. Like, I know that wasn't a smart thing. I know I shouldn't have did that. My bad. I was tripping. But really, it's coming from a deeper place. And that deeper place usually is emotionally driven. And so I just need you to be in tune with your feelings, in tune with your emotions, in tune with how you feel and what's going on up inside your head and your heart, And I also need you to be sensitive to my emotions and sensitive to my feelings. Like, if I express to you how I feel about something, I shouldn't have to express that 20 times before you get the hint. And I also feel like, you know, I've been on the other side where I wasn't that in tune with my emotions, and I wasn't emotionally intelligent, or I just didn't have healthy, I didn't know how to handle my emotions. And the only emotions that I knew how to express well was anger. To be very honest, I'm just being very honest. And I see now the importance of me tackling that part of myself and becoming more in tune with myself emotionally, and mentally, and being more aware of my feelings and knowing how to properly express my emotions and my feelings, and doing it from a place of love, or just simply doing it from a place of us being able to effectively communicate with each other and understand how each other feels. Because at the end of the day, like, how I feel is important for you to care, because at the end of the week, we in this thing together, okay? And so if I'm just out here like, look, you in a crappy mood today, I don't care how you feel, go ahead, do your thing. I mean, some days, but for the most part, it's important for me to care enough to know how you feel and why you feel that way. And it's important for you to know how to express that to me, so we can come to some type of common ground and I can support you emotionally and you can do the same for me. 3, I need a manly man. Like, the way I'm set up, right? I come from this strong Black woman kind of family, right? Like, we just built for it tough. We got it all together, honey. We don't need nobody for nothing. And that can come forth at times. And I'm trying not to be so much of that person, because I don't think that it's a great thing. Like, it's nothing wrong with being strong. And I'm redefining what strength looks like to me. That's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. But I'm going to need you to be a manly man who just know how to, at times, just silence me, sir, in a respectful way. Treating me as your equal, not like I'm beneath you, but also as if you're the head, okay? Strong, not necessarily in physical strength, but strong-willed, strong-minded, strong in your approach, strong in your beliefs, strong in, you know, how you view yourself in my life, right? If you don't see yourself as the head, if you don't see yourself as the provider, if you don't see yourself as next in line under Christ, if you don't see yourself as the one that Christ has sent to literally, you know, kind of like walk me through this life, walk through life, do life with me, but also lead me through this life. If that's not how you see yourself, then I'm going to have a real hard time seeing you that way. And if that's not how you see yourself, then we're going to have this battle. Trust and believe me, because, and I've experienced that before. We're going to have this battle where you going to feel like I'm not treating you like the man, how strong I am. And I'm very strong, and I'm if you're not going to do it, I'm going to do it. If you can't lead us, I'll lead. If you can't step up to the plate, I'll do it. And I just need you to know who you are. Be very aware of who you are and who God has called you to be, and who God has called you to be in my life and in my family and in our household. Okay? I'm a family man. I want kids. Now, I did want 5. That number changed, and then I was like, maybe 3. Child, now I'm like, 1, 2, 1.5. Like, listen, I am not on the kid wave nowhere near as much as I was at one point. And I don't know if it's my age. I don't know if it's just where I'm at in life. I don't know. I'm not going to force myself to be anywhere that I'm not. I'm not going to force myself to have 5 kids if I really only want 1. I'm not going to force myself to have 1 kid if I want none. I'm not going to force myself to have 1 if I want 5. Like, I'm just not going to force myself to be anywhere. I'm going to continue to pray on it and allow God to do what he do. But I do feel as though I want kids in some way, shape, or form, whether it's 1 or 2 or 3. And so I believe that it's very important for the man that I'm with to also want the same. As for me, the type of person that I want to be in a relationship with, I believe that the type of person I would want to spend my life with, I believe that there's something about a man who wants to have a family that appeals to me. And I feel like a man who wants to have a family is more of like the kind of man that I would want to spend my life with. That might sound a little weird, but if you understand what I'm saying, like, you know how some people, like, there are the kind of men who just don't want kids. And that kind of man is good for somebody. Because the whole thing is, usually there's a reason behind why you don't want kids, whatever that reason may be. So I just feel like I personally will connect with someone who wants a family and wants kids. Number 5, a man that's ambitious. Now what I'm not going to do is settle for potential. But you have to have ambition. You have to have a mind of what you want and some goals and some dreams and some ways in which you plan to pursue those things and you plan to accomplish those things. Now, I'm not saying when you come to me, you got to have it all figured out and you got to have all those things lined up and you got to have, you know, everything in motion, but you got to have some things in motion, you know, and I got to see you working towards some things, and I got to be able to have a conversation with you about your dreams and aspirations and your goals and what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish, because I have a bunch. And so I need you to also be able to listen to mine and support them, but also to understand, you know what I'm saying? Like, I may not do what you do, but because it's something you're passionate about and because it's something that you are working toward and because it's a real dream or it's a real goal with a plan attached to it, I can get with that and I can have a conversation with you about that and I can encourage you in that, even if it doesn't look like what I do. And I will hope vice versa. I will hope that I'm able to sit here and share and express my passions and my purpose and my dreams and my goals with you, and you could, you know, also listen and connect with me on that. I think that when you have ambition versus lazy, it's very hard to connect. It's very hard to bounce ideas off of each other. It's very hard to have those kind of conversations. And while I want to be able to have a conversation and be all, you know, lovey-dovey and to be all hee ha ha, I also need to be able to have a conversation with you about these plans and these goals and what we about to do and what's our next come up and what's our next business venture and what's your purpose in life. What's your purpose? What you feel like your purpose is, sir? And how you feel like you're going to accomplish that? What do you feel like God is calling you to? Who has God called you to? What that look like in your life? Where do I fit in that? How would you like me to support you? How do you envision me as your wife, future wife? How do you envision me supporting you in that? How can I help you be better? How can I help you grow? What does that look like? Now, how can you add to my vision? You know? Okay. Yes, number 6. So, like I was just saying, I need a guy who can see, recognize, and appreciate the purpose and the calling that's on my life. One of the things that I do truly believe is that when I look at my life, right, like a lot of people say this and I get it, and everybody, you know, that say it could be 100% true. Like, I'm like, for me personally, when I think about my life and I think about the way things have gone in my life and I think about the way like it has just been strategically put together, it is no way that I can doubt that there is a calling and a purpose in my life, a calling on my life, and there's purpose. And I see it unfolding. I see it unfolding in a crazy kind of way over the last like year or two, mainly the last year. It's just been a really crazy journey for me. And I need a guy who can see that and see it from a perspective of like, yo, God called her to something, and God has a purpose and a plan for her life, and God is doing some things through her. Not just like, oh, she a successful businesswoman. Appreciate that too. Oh, she, you know, she's smart, she's intelligent, she got her, you know, she got a nice job, she got a career. Appreciate that too. But I'm talking about that calling, bruh. I'm talking about that purpose thing. I'm talking about the thing that literally, like, I am literally set apart for this. Like, this thing is on my life, right? And because this purpose and this calling is on my life, there are going to be so many things and people that are going to come up against me, and there are going to be so many things that I encounter that are going to shake my world in a crazy kind of way, because it's not me personally, but it's this call that they're after, and it's this purpose that they're after, and it's this mission that I'm on. And I just need a man who literally can see that and can appreciate that, number one, because everybody ain't called. And I also want him to see and appreciate that, and to be able to walk with me through that, and to be able to encourage me through that, and to be able to support my dreams, support what I'm doing, support when I'm, when I finally get to whatever stage, whatever platform that God ultimately wants to put me on, whatever that may look like. I need to know that the guy that I'm with, the man that I'm with, is 100% on board, 100% willing to support me, 100% willing to encourage me, 100% willing to pray for me, pray some demons out of it. You hear me? Pray some demons away, okay? Bonus. He got to be attractive, sis, okay? Because let me tell you something. People can talk all of that, looks ain't everything, all they want. You got to be attractive to me. Now, I ain't saying you got to be Mr. GQ, the most attractive man in the world. Quite honestly, it would do me it would do me very well if God can just give me this man who just looks so good to me, and he is just ugly to everybody else. Like, no, I'm playing. I'm playing. But you got to be attractive to me. Had it a little messed up there. Hey, my bad. Maybe I was looking that way and I should have been looking over here. So at this point, as long as all these other things check out and you attractive, I don't really care what you look like. You just got to be attractive to me. Period, point blank. Like, I'm sorry. I'm just not about to spend the rest of my life with somebody that I don't even like waking up to. Like, I wake up like, morning, babe. No, we not doing that, okay? And I strongly believe that God will give me the desires of my heart. The desires of my heart that fit within his will and plan for my life. And I don't see why an attractive man wouldn't fit in his will and plan for my life. So I have faith that God is going to give me the desires of my heart. And that includes an attractive man.